The year is 1993. The program is the Metal Mike Show, and the guest of the day is Miss Teresa Roncon of Much Music's Power 30. And I'm afraid the term I used to describe her was the fair maiden of heavy metal. Joined us for a candid, delightful interview. And she made the journey from Toronto to Kitchener to do so. And we were really appreciative. If you can imagine my group of volunteers, mostly male, aged 18 to 25 years old, literally tripping over themselves to help out Miss Roncon. Teresa, here's some pepperoni pizza. It's our crew lunch. A grape crush with that. Something like that. But we had a lot of fun. And I've been having a lot of fun. Look at this old footage, and there's so much more to come. I've been coming across gems of all kinds, and I hope you like it too. If you do, subscribe on the YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook, and I'll give you more. Without further discourse, here's Teresa Roncon on the Metal Mike Show in 1993. Okay, getting things rolling. As promised earlier on, Teresa Roncon joins me here in the studio. Teresa, welcome to the Metal Mike Show.
Thanks very much, Mike.
Well, thanks very much for being here. And you are the fair maiden of heavy metal. You host Canada's premier metal show, the Power 30. And what is that like?
It's fun. It's great. That's why I took the job. Well, actually, I went for the job because I wanted to just, have a show that was really loose, and I could say, a lot of things that I wanted to say. I could just express myself without a lot of, constrictions or limitations. It's not like news or anything like that. It's fun.
Is there a lot of control as far as producers go, or basically is it up to you? Where are we going to shoot? Who are we going to talk to?
We all come up with ideas. Basically, the team is Tanya, the producer, Tanya Natchef, and I. And Tanya does most of the programming. She programs the show, and I'm always begging her to please play Danzig. So she gets really tired. We have a spot today. Play Danzig.
Yeah.
And she's a really smart girl, and we call it the TNT show, just for fun. And we come up with ideas of where to shoot, wherever, in people's studios, their backyards. Well, dungeony sort of places outside of churches.
Yeah.
And now that the good weather is here, it's going to be even better.
Opens a whole bunch of doors for you, I guess, in that respect. Okay, interviewing as many stars as you have, who are among your favorites, or what are the most memorable interviews? Well,
recently Henry Rollins, I think. I have lots of musical roots. I play piano, classical piano, and when I was about 15, I got totally into punk. Before that, at 14, I went through a little disco period. And but then came punk, thank God. And then a year later was Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple and all that stuff. But that punk thing was always there a little bit. Like Black Flag was really interesting for me. And then to see Henry Rollins and meet him in person, like he's such a wild man, and he's very articulate, very intelligent. So that was really interesting. And he said some pretty wild things on the show.
Right.
So
catch you by surprise at all?
No, I don't think so. I think he's been. Most bands have been asked almost anything. I think what's really important is to get a good rapport going with them, and have a conversation with them, and then that's when things come out that perhaps don't come out in interviews where it's very strict, very format oriented. Here are my questions, here are your answers. So
well, it's hard to be comfortable with somebody when you've seen them on television or when you've seen them in rock videos or heard their records for so long.
Sure, you're still odd and nervous. When I interviewed Metallica and Motley Crue, those.
That must have been a big thrill.
Yeah, it was very, very thrilling. And actually, probably the thrill of the year was when I went to see Metallica at the Gardens. I was seated in the Golds, so I got good tickets. That's a little perk of the job. And I was just, standing out there, like rocking away, listening to music, and Kirk turns around and waves at me. And I just went, I looked around me, and I'm going, is it me? Saying hi to me? Because I just interviewed him that day. Like, he made my year. Yeah, he made my year. I was I left there on cloud nine.
Did you see? He waved to me.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Teresa, also, who are some of your favorite new acts these days? There's a lot of new stuff around.
Yeah, there's tons of good stuff. Well, I was really, really hot on the Seattle scene, and I'm still hot on it. Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, really heavy. Soundgarden, probably one of my favorites. Alice in Chains. Well, Danzig, as I mentioned, favorite. Metallica. Guns N' Roses. I like a lot of bands.
Yeah.
You know, I listen to a lot of the stuff that we play.
Now, do you listen to other forms of music as well?
Yeah, I listen to all types of music. Like I said, I play piano, so I listen to classical. I listen to jazz, Miles Davis, Billie Holiday. You know, that England sort of invasion with the Manchester scene, that I was into that too, and Lush, I like them.
Right.
Ice-T said that he feels sorry for anybody that
can't
only listens
appreciate.
to one kind of music, because there's an edge in all kinds of different music.
Right.
There's, you know, as long as it's really raw and it's not mainstream, because that kind of stuff really bothers me. I don't like, you know, it's great when Metallica made it to #1 in Billboard, you know, to be appreciated after so many years of being underground.
Yeah, they had a number of records out
Yeah.
before. Okay, well, Teresa, thanks very much for being on the Metal Mike Show. I have here a Rogers Community 20 fridge magnet, and that's for you to take it home. And that's a coveted item nowadays in Southern Ontario. Everybody wants one. And
I'll
she
put
has
it on
one.
my chest, Mike, and I'll wear it with pride. Aren't you going to ask me the question?
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Jeez,
all right.
Mike.
Okay,
we talked about this
20
before.
seconds left? Are you married?
No.
Everybody wanted me to ask that. By the way, I didn't ask that question. That's not my idea. Everybody else wanted me to ask it.
No, I'm not. But I wanted to bring it up because we were talking about this. I've been waiting this whole interview. When were you going to ask me?
Okay, she's
No,
not
but
married.
there's someone special right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
You
Okay,
can't go home and get in trouble, right?
right. We'll be back after this.